a lot of the time somebody commissions it. It'll be the one of the lead techs. This is what I see in a lot of companies. You have one or two guys that are going to start up all these racks, CO2 racks, but everybody else has to service them and don't really understand all these parameters. Are there some main ones besides the ones we talked about for the max receiver pressure, min receiver pressure that people should be looking for?
I think one that comes to mind for me would be a situation where maybe we're not using a Danfoss valve as much as I would want them to, obviously,
Yeah.
but if we're a situation where somebody's using someone else's valves on the receiver control, for example, where it's a stepper valve. So we have that parameter N03, which would be your valve type. And like I said, for the Danfoss style of valves, it's nice because you just choose the valve type and a lot of your other specs for that valve automatically get put into place. And it does look like he's using a 2 here, which would be a Danfoss valve, a CCM 40. But if we were using, just kind of in general, if we were using a non-Danfoss valve, there's an option for user defined on this parameter. But then you have to keep in mind with that, okay, we've told the EKC it's a user defined valve. We now need to go into other parameters. So there's a N32, N37, N38. 37 and 38 specifically, these would be the additional settings that you have to now program that tell the controller what the maximum number of steps are and what the step rate should be for that type of valve.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. And this is key. And this is why you have to pick the right valve for that controller, even the Danfoss ones, because these step rates are going to be different and they'll change. So this is why if you change one parameter, it may affect two or three other parameters. So you got to be aware of that.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest one that comes to mind. And after that would be the settings that are tied to these safeties that we're talking about, high and low pressure in the receiver and the gas cooler. A lot of the other settings come into play with maybe heat reclaim or alarming, those types of things, but not so much settings that would directly affect the function or control of the valves.